Every day you are either growing or staying the same. Every experience is either teaching you something or breaking you down. And the choice of how you take it is yours. Think about someone who never takes risks, never steps out of their comfort zone. They might have all the degrees in the world, but if they never challenge themselves, their knowledge is useless. Then think about the person who embraces challenges, who learns from real-world experiences, who adapts, grows, and evolves. That person will always be ahead. Some people wait for a teacher, a mentor, a perfect course to guide them, but the truth is, life is always teaching. The question is, are you paying attention? The most valuable lessons will never be found in a textbook. No book will teach you how to deal with betrayal, how to heal from loss, how to push forward when the odds are stacked against you. No classroom will prepare you for the moment you realize your dream is much harder than you imagined. But life will. Life will test you over and over again until you understand. A person who only studies books but never studies life will struggle when reality hits. They might have straight A's, but can they handle failure? Can they adapt when things don't go as planned? Can they navigate the unpredictable nature of the real world? The ones who succeed are the ones who never stop learning, not just from books, but from every single experience. They see knowledge in everything. They observe, they listen, they grow. Because they know that education is not something you finish, it is something you live. People spend thousands on designer clothes, luxury handbags, the latest sneakers, and high-end watches, because they want to look good, feel confident, and show the world their worth. But what about the mind? What about investing in the one thing that never goes out of style? Knowledge. A luxury bag might turn heads, but intelligence opens doors. Expensive shoes might make a statement, but wisdom makes an impact. Fashion trends change, but the power of knowledge stays with you forever. Imagine someone walking into a high-end big boutique, excited to spend thousands on a single item just to fit in. Now imagine that same person hesitating to spend money on a book, a course, or a skill that could elevate their future. Why? Why do we see material things as an investment but hesitate when it comes to investing in our own growth? Think about the time and effort people put into their appearance. Hours spent in front of the mirror, picking the perfect outfit, matching accessories, making sure every detail is flawless. Now imagine if the same level of attention was given to the mind. Imagine if people spent just as much time feeding their brains as they do curating their Instagram aesthetic. Your wardrobe might impress people for a moment, but your intelligence will impress them for a lifetime. Your shoes might get compliments, but your knowledge will get you respect. A brand-named outfit might get you into a club, but your skills will get you into places where real opportunities exist. Look at the world's most successful people. Do you think they became wealthy by spending all their money on fashion? No, they invested in learning. They bought books before they bought luxury. They spent on experiences before they spent on expensive labels. They understood that while clothes can change how people see you, knowledge changes how you see the world. A man can wear the most expensive suit, but if he opens his mouth and speaks nonsense, no one will take him seriously. A woman can carry the most exclusive handbag, but if she cannot hold a meaningful conversation, that bag means nothing. It is not about how you dress. It is about how you think. Think about your phone. You upgrade it every year, making sure you had the latest model with the best features. But when was the last time you upgraded your mindset? When was the last time you invested in a book that challenged your thinking? When was the last time you paid for a course that could elevate your skills? If people treated their minds like they treat their phones, the sad truth is, people are willing to go broke for fashion, but not for education. They will stand in long lines to buy the newest sneakers, but they won't sit in a room to learn something new. They will spend on temporary things, but hesitate when it comes to lifelong knowledge. Fashion fades, money can be lost, but no one can ever take away what you know. Knowledge is the one investment that always appreciates in value. It compounds over time, opening doors, creating opportunities, and setting you apart from the crowd. Success is not about looking rich, it's about being rich in wisdom, experience, and intelligence. The world is filled with people who wear success, but do not understand it. They look the part but cannot play the role. Do not be one of them. Dress well, yes, but never let your wardrobe be richer than your... Failure is not the opposite of success. It is a part of success. Every great story, every legendary achievement, every powerful transformation begins with failure. Yet, most people fear it, run from it, and let it define them. But the truth is, failure is not your enemy. It is your greatest teacher. It is the fire that forges strength, the storm that clears the path, the challenge that builds resilience. Without failure, there is no growth. Without failure, there is no mastery. Think about a child learning to walk. They take a step, they fall. They try again, they fall. Over and over, they fall. But do they stop? No. Because failure does not mean they are incapable. It means they are learning, and eventually, after enough falls, they walk. Then they run. Then they never look back. But somewhere along the way, as we grow older, we start seeing failure as something to be ashamed of, something to avoid. We stop trying new things, not because we lack ability, but because we fear looking foolish. But tell me this, how can you ever become great if you're too afraid to start? Every successful person you admire has failed more times than you can imagine. Steve Jobs was fired from his own company before returning to make Apple a global empire. Oprah was told she was unfit for television. Walt Disney was once rejected for lacking creativity. Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, was cut from his high school team. Did they let failure stop them? No. They understood that failure is not the end, it is the beginning of something greater. Failure tests you. It asks, how badly do you want it? It separates those who give up from those who get up. It forces you to reevaluate, to adjust, to improve. It is life's way of refining you, of making sure you are strong enough to handle the success that is coming. The question is not whether you will fail. You will. The question is, will you rise again? Imagine a chef trying to create the perfect dish. They mix ingredients, they experiment, they taste, and sometimes it turns out terrible. But do they stop cooking? No. They adjust the recipe, they try again, they learn what works and what doesn't. And through that process of trial and error, they create something incredible. Your life is no different. Every failure is just an ingredient, a necessary step in the process of creating your success. The problem is, most people fail once and decide that's it. They take rejection as a final verdict, not realizing it is just a test. How many dreams have died because someone failed once and assumed they weren't good enough? How many ideas were abandoned too soon because someone didn't see immediate success? If you quit after your first failure, you will never know what you were truly capable of. Look at Thomas Edison. He failed thousands of times before he invented the light bulb. Thousands. When asked how he felt about all those failures, he simply said, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. That is the mindset of a winner. That is the perspective of someone who understands that failure is not a roadblock. It is a stepping stone. There is no shame in failing. The only shame is in not learning from it. If you lose a job, figure out what you can improve. If a relationship ends, understand what it taught you. If your business idea doesn't work, analyze why and try again. Failure is a lesson, not a label. It does not define you, it refines you. The strongest people are not the ones who never fail, they are the ones who fail and keep going. They understand that each setback is just setting them up for a greater comeback. The question is, will you let failure break you or will you let it build you? The